Yes, good evening.
Hey, me, how you doing?
Yes, it's been not really great.
What happened? Tell me.
Oh, there's so many thing we met like 2 weeks ago. Yeah. Oh, uh, some of things like I have a lot of plans. Like during this time, I have a lot of plans. I have joined debate competitions. I have assessment for my presentation as school. Yeah, yes, like I have a lot of plate. I have a lot of things on my plate. Yeah.
Right, you sound similar to me. So I'm also in a transition to another position in my work. Oh God. So when I work um as a project coordinator, I automate everything. So when I train a new person to do my position, it's really easy for them. So they just click a few buttons and it works. Now and I have to learn three, no, actually two full position at the same time. It's so fucking annoying. On top of that, I have to manage all of the renovation in my office. Man, I'm tired.
Yes, that is a lot of things. And I see on your schedule you may be busy on the next Thursday,
Yeah, well,
right?
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'll be actually. I'm not supposed to be teaching for this week, but I'll put it available anyway. But if you if if you only be available on Thursday, so I'll maybe put my schedule available next Thursday, but invincible. So maybe on Sunday I'll book Thursday, but allocate to you. So I just spend maybe 1 hour and 10 minutes for you on Thursday, and that's it. And I'll opt out and do my things. Now
Oh,
I have a few core to do. Yeah, after maybe an hour, 20 minutes today, I'll mark it. I'll we'll end our session there, and I'll have to tidy up my contract and send it off. We've been due for quite a few days already. Right. Okay. So let's get back to your competition. You said you should join a competition. So what was that about? And the presentation, what was that presentation about?
it's all related to my majors. Yes, it's law, and it's debate competitions. Is held in my club, but the scale is for all the students in the school. Yes, I just try to like receive experience or some things from that competition, but yeah, I also hope that I can like get a prize. Yes, in that competition. So yeah, I would ask you like, there are some skill that we need to be prepared for the competition, just like critical thinking,
Yep.
presentation. Yeah, and you have to like you have to practice the way you present in front of many people. Yeah, yeah, yes.
Right. So do we have any specific topic about the debate, or just go in there, people just throw question at you, and then you just debate with them?
Oh, yes, we have like we like pick randomly a topic, but it have 3 rounds. The first round is you need to do a essay about the topic. We receive a topic about that. We should um, like what the word? Let me check the word in English. Like we should give the the appearance Chris, crystal in recruitment or
What was that? Can you explain to me again? Do not use the specific word. Try to explain it to me.
wait, yes,
So it could be I can.
um, like should the topic is should we give the appearance Christy or into the recruitment or uh, enroll student? Yes, let me just translate the topic in English.
I still don't get it. Should we? Why can you just type it down into the chat box so I can read it? What the?
Yeah. Yes, I just asked the AI. Oh, like should physical appearance be a Christian in admissions and recruitment?
So Christian was that?
Let's. I think I have a wrong
Can you just pop into the?
pronounce.
Can you pop into the window so I can
Yeah.
read it?
Yes. Oh,
Criteria?
why? Oh, I can't. Just please.
Is that
Ah,
criteria?
yes.
No, this is the first time I read this word. I heard about this word. Yeah. So
Oh,
personal occasion from basic point of reference standard norm yes been well this is the first time I hear about this word. Yeah, but it's also phrased as a standard. Should physical appearance be a criterion in admission and recruitment? Admission and recruitment.
recruitment. Yes.
Okay, so what do you think about that?
Yes, like my team just support for this topic, and we give three we give three evidence about that. Like in some job, we should give the appearance like to have the people have a suitable appearance, like the actor, or maybe uh, in some job related to army, we have to recruit some person who have enough standard about health, about height, about weight. Yes, yes, I think that is the good one. But the second, I think is not too strong. Is um, from the appearance about we define the appearance in here is the thing that show sorry. Yes, just my father. Um, this the second one is just um, through the appearance we can critical the attitude of the candidate. Yes, like in the interview,
Hang
if
on,
the
sorry.
one has
So
good
you
appearance,
say I'm sorry, you say appearance in attitude
appearance.
appearance and attitude it's two separate things. So you're saying that by
Yes,
looking at the appearance, you can judge that person attitude is. I don't think it's marry up.
uh, like we explained this like in the interview, if the candidate have a good experience about
Uh,
everything, just like
experience. Sorry, you say it again. Experience
appearance.
appearance.
Sorry,
Okay, cool.
appearance.
No,
Yes,
go
appearance.
ahead.
They have a good, yeah, they have a good appearance about their clothes, about their um, like their action. Yeah, if they have a good because we define appearance is not only about the body shape, but also about the way they behave. Like something show out.
Well, is it that called attitude?
Ah,
Attitude.
oh,
The
attitude.
attitude is completely separate from appearance. So let's say
Hmm.
if a person have a good appearance, so it means that that person handsome, beautiful, look nice. but it doesn't mean that person have a good attitude. The attitude is like a fucking dickhead or something like that. They could look
Mm,
good, could have good attitude, but really bad. Sorry, it could have a very good appearance, but have a really bad attitude. So
yes,
right,
yes. That's why I said that the second is not too strong.
yeah,
Yes,
I think so.
yeah,
But let's say, what if the job require like you employ a model? So the appearance is very important. The attitude, wow, it's very hard to say.
no, it's like we have to recruit the persons have a suitable appearance for the like the film character. Yes, that's why we should
Hmm.
yeah
Yeah,
like
it's based on. I'm not sure what kind of topic we're talking about. So you saying that would appearance should physical appearance be a criterion in admission and recruitment? But in what field of work are we talking about? Are we talking about apply to all job, all career, or some specific career? If you're
yeah
talking about all career, I don't think it's a good idea because
yeah
different
just
job.
in some yeah just yeah the
Yeah,
first one we just talk about like some specific
yep.
area yeah
So if you yeah, so what I'm because different job they require different criteria, and this is from my personal experience, require different responsibility. Let's say if you work in the admin, you don't really care about appearance. You should pay attention whether that person know specific skill that the role require or not. So let's say if you go into admin, if you recruit an admin team, have a good appearance, but they have no idea about the task that your company require them to do, and with a person that don't have a good appearance but have all the skill that your company requires, so I don't think it's relevant.
yes because we support for that topic that's a little bit hard because we find that like the second because we want to like persuade the reader by finding some study about that
Yeah, well,
but
yeah, let's say because I know you're in a debate, so I'm just ask you that question because you try to convince me. So now I'm a person trying to counter your arguments. Your argument is bullshit. It's like that. I just bought the
yeah
line out. It's not correct. So, well, I should give my feedback with you, just so somehow help you prepare your debate. So that one of the major bullshit I can pull out. I've seen a lot, not a lot, quite a few person that has RQ that could have a very good appearance or outside or maybe wear some good shoe, stuff like that. But in work, they know nothing, and over time that person fuck up a lot of things that all the team have to fix it. But and then over time of periods, that person get to the team, do not do anything, do not help the business, but cost more for the business because all the team have to go in there and fix it. So, and the thing is, let's say if that person know how to do things right and correct, smooth, no worry. But if that person stop off, and the moment it stop off, it costs more to fix it. So let's say if let's say you build a house, right? You put a concrete in. If you do the concrete correctly, you don't have to fix it. But let's say if you pour the concrete and there's something wrong with it, it unlevel, you have to fix it by smashing the whole concrete and re-pour it again. It's way more costly for you to fix the problem rather than you do it right in the first place. Or let's say, for another example, let's say an estimator, they take off material on site, if they do it correctly, they require about 10 pieces of, let's say 10 pieces of timber to be sent to site. Let's say they take a bit off. Let's say in this case a bit underestimate. So let's say send 8 timber to site. So when the site team go to site, they fix, they put up the house something, and they short about 2 timber. If they do it correctly, the house could be up, and then you pass it on to the customer. You can get a payment now, but now because we underestimate, so we have to wait maybe 2 days, depend on the location of the site. We have to send the extra 2 timber to site. Take 2 days, 3 days, sometimes could be a week. Right, you can see this. We lose, let's say, 1 week's payment from the customer. I'll talk about the interest later on, and then we waste extra trip to go to site to put 2 timber there. And site team, instead of they finish on site on time, they go off somewhere else and then do another job. They have to return to site. So now you cost about another day for them to go in there and fix it, right? And then talking about the money, about the cash flow. So normally, for example, if you put money in the bank, normally the bank will calculate the interest. They can say sometimes they say monthly, annually, but in reality they calculate interest by day. So let's say if you cannot hand over the house to the customer and you get about um, $10,000 to your bank. So in the interest, just for the simplicity of it, you can get about, let's say, $500 from that 2 weeks period. So now you waste another $500, and then it hurt your cash flow as well. You know what I mean? Would that make any sense?
Yes.
So it depends. So appearance will depend on the job. But let's say if
No,
you talk
you should
about
not.
model, so this
No,
is
no,
this
yes. Let,
this
let me say, let me say that the third argument about, yes,
yeah.
yeah, the third argument, we talk like uh the appearance is not the only criterion. Yes, because I have a lot of things to know a person about their knowledge, about their appearance, about their skill. Yeah, because the way we analyze the topic is different. Because topic just say we should or shouldn't, and we should yeah, give that into the recruitment, because in a short time we can't like know a person's completely, so we should have a lot of things to know them better. So I think that we should like just give the appearance criterion, yes, in the recruitments or admissions. Yeah, but that's not only. Beside the appearance, we can uh, know the candidate from another text. Yes, about the knowledge, about the skill. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna counter you again here, right? So if you're saying you don't think appearance important, so now I'm just shift the job from office work to advertiser, right? So if you want to advertise about toothpaste, you don't want to recruit an actor and actress that have a really bad tooth. You want to recruit an actor or actress have a nice teeth like that and say, oh, okay, have you brush your teeth every day? They smile shiny, look, they smile, it look very good. So they give the advertiser very attractive to customer. So again, I'm just trying to say, depend on the job, depend on the responsibility of that person going to be in. So let's say if just clip about advertiser, you don't care about that attitude as long as they have a good face structure, nice smile, fit with the criteria of the advertiser, tick.
Oh, yes.
See?
Oh, like the one you call, no, no, no. The one is that is like the same idea with the first argument, that we say that we should give the appearance Chris, yeah, something into the recruitment, because we have to find the one who have a suitable appearance to the
Yep.
job.
Yeah. And then you just
Yeah,
Well, I think I may or may not misheard you or may misunderstand what you're trying to say. So if I do, my apology. But yeah, just saying, depend on the job. Just
Yeah,
because
it just depends.
I try to ask you in the beginning, right? Are we applying for all the job? You say yes.
No,
I just
no, I
I just
just said that some specific job.
do you want
No, no,
to
no,
do
no,
you
no,
want
no, no,
to
all the job was, yes, all the job. No, it's not really all the job. It's
I'm
like
re
in
I'm
some,
recording our session here. If you want, I can reply it.
yes, I
You want to
need
make a bet?
VAR.
Want to make a bet? I think it's I asked that question about maybe 10 minutes into our session. So, want to make a bet? I asked that question, so I know.
Yeah,
Hang on,
yes.
I do
Okay.
have a
Just get it.
transcript here. Let me look at the transcript. Okay.
Oh,
Uh,
that's like the one I want to explain.
anyway, so I don't want to be like winning lose here. So let's move on. Just take a lot of time. I don't have time. Yeah, if I read through that and then research all that, gonna take about 10 minutes. So we don't want to waste that. Okay, so what the three criteria again? So could you repeat it? So the
A
first
three argument.
three argument, right?
Yes. The first one is to find. It's hard for me to just translate into English. The We should give the appearance Christian Christian into the recruitment or admissions to find the persons that have a suitable appearance for the job or for the major.
Right,
Yes. The second one is through the appearance, because we like the definitions of appearance we define is the appearance is not about the body shape, about the face. It's not like you have a nice face, you have a beautiful, you have a like an hourglass figure. It's just you have a suitable appearance with the job. So like through your appearance, like the clothes, the uh, smell, or the your behavior, like something you show out.
right.
Yes, we can know a little bit about your like your personality. It's not, yeah, it's not really a
Personality, right?
personality. Yes, but your attitude. Like, did you like the job? Did you have a like like you have a wish to do this job or this job, or you have a wish to study in this major? And the third one is mm, appearance is not only the criterion. Yes, because we should like we only have a short time, maybe for 3 rounds to interview a candidate. So we should to have a lot of criterion to know better about the candidate. But it's not only but not the only one. We also have a lot of criterion about their knowledge, about their skill, about, yeah, yes, something else more, yeah.
Yeah. I think the word I normally use is criteria.
I think that is the right word, criteria.
No,
Yes, not criterion.
the word that you say criterions is also correct. It's not wrong, but it's I hardly heard it. So it's not wrong. The word that you say is not wrong, but the words that more commonly used criteria. So well, that is just
Yeah.
my thinking. So what the hell do I say? Okay,
Mm.
okay. About the presentation. What that presentation? But oh, hang on. So any have you prepared all of your answer about the debate? You want to talk about it, or should we move on to your presentation?
No, I just asked like, do you think that all three arguments is that strong enough? Because at first, when
Wait,
when
sorry.
I
Is that three
like
argument that you? you create those triagram, add three arguments. Was it you who come up with that three arguments, or coming down from the referee from the debate?
Oh, we are in the first round that we have to do a essay about that topic and give it to the the holder. Yes,
Hold it, all right. So
the holder.
you and your team came up with that three argument.
Yes, we are just write it down like an essay and just
Okay.
give yeah, and we are waiting for the result, and we're just a little bit scared because I think the second argument is not strong enough. Yeah, because we don't like find any study or any no, research, like
Well,
some research
some
about
sometime
yes, about the appearance that relate to the attitude or relate to the personality. Like from the appearance, we can a little bit know about their personality.
well,
Yeah.
sometime do not try to research too much. Sometimes research can also bad and it contain a lot of bullshit. Just thinking out of your common sense.
Oh.
All the thing I just told you is coming out from common sense. Is it?
Hmm.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, sometimes you have science back up your arguments. It's good, but sometimes you have to think common sense about it. Don't reach it too
Hmm.
much. So this is just my suggestion.
Like, what is common sense?
The common sense I just talked to you about. So should appearance be one of criteria when you choose a candidate for opposition? I'll just say no. As I just told you earlier that well depend on the responsibility of the job. Appearance may or may not be important, or may not be one of the criteria for the HR to employ or to recommend or to recommend that person for the company to employ. So that is just a common
Hmm.
sense. So why it makes sense and why it should not make sense. Why it should be in the criteria, why it should not be in the criteria. As I say, should be if you work in a model industry or advertiser industry. Yeah. Should not be if you should work into admin stuff and then you require the candidate have experience and stuff like that. Okay, and the yeah, I think that answer two of your argument, and the third argument is about the attitude of that person within the team. But I don't think it have to do with the appearance. In the way that you structure your argument, I don't know. It's just so weird to me. Yeah, it's weak. You said that it's weak. Yeah, I think it works. A bit weak.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, so
Yeah, because we don't find any connections between the appearance and attitude, but I think it have a connections, but we don't find any evidence to yes to have that to have it.
no, I don't think it have any connection at all. You
Oh,
being nice, you just being nice have nothing to do with your appearance. Some narcissistic person have a very good appearance, but their character is so bad. Have nothing to do with your appearance at all.
sometimes,
The-
sometimes have a
no,
connection.
well, because you think it have connection. Because well, let's say a person look nice and they behave very good. You say it have connection, but sometimes person look nice and then behave like really bad. So you don't know. So like, this is very funny. The other day I talked to one of my colleagues at my work. So the appearance in the world is have four type of person. The person look really nice and behave very good. That is sweet part. Well, these type of person is really rare. The next person is look nice and behave badly. Well, it's common in society. Third person is look bad, right? Behave nice. Also, you can see quite commonly in society. And the last type, you don't want to see this person look bad, but behave also badly. These two types really rare in society, but one type you really want to see all the time, but the other one you don't want to be encountered at all. Just look bad, but behavior bad. For that four box, you can see that it have nothing to do with each other, have nothing to do with appearance.
Mm.
It's just their behavior, and also a person behavior, what's right and what's wrong. It just depend on how they think about it. Does that make us human? So one person could think about one subject and they think it's right, and the other person look at it, they think it's wrong. Some other person can thinking that okay, if you don't like, so let's say you go home, right? Your husband doing something nice to you, but you don't like that action, right? So you have two actions. So first you can say honestly with your husband, okay, I don't like that. I don't like what you did to me. But even though it's not, I don't like that. Well, some person seeing that is a good behavior because you're being honest with yourself. And some other person saying that you're doing it wrong because your husband doing a nice thing to you. Why are you being honest like that? I just say, oh, you say thanks to him. That should be enough. Why do you hurt it? Why do you want to hurt his feeling? You can say that. That makes us human. So different person have different perspective and they have different way of thinking. Anyway, I think it's just go off the trail. We go off the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Just
yeah, it's human.
yes,
Like sometimes you
yes,
do some
human.
shit. Sometimes you do some shit is so wrong, but you feel so right about it. So I've done that. Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
about your argument. Yeah, I think it's a bit weak though. But I'm not suggesting what you should do. I'll just tell you my opinion. Come up with different idea, new idea is your part.
Yeah. Mm, yeah,
Not
yeah,
the
yeah,
fun
yes.
part. Not the fun part. Okay. About your presentation. What is that about?
It's about the subject that call uh constitution law.
Constitution. Oh yeah, so nice.
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about it.
This is nice. And we are have a research about government.
Yeah.
Yes, government. Yes, and yeah, we have like we a little bit struggle when we're finding the information about the government because some some helpful informations they're not public. Yeah, and it's hard for us to find some information that like truly helpful. Yeah, like we read some informations and we have to uh have a conclusions, but we wonder that it's right or wrong. Yeah.
For example, what's right and wrong?
Uh, like we the the arm of this presentation is um we present the the newest constitutions law, and the second part is we have a comparisons between many constitution law throughout many years. Like they have five constitution law from 1946 to 2013, and they have a lot of trend from the first one to the newest. Yeah, and we only know the difference, but we don't know the reason why. So we have to base on the background, like uh, the government in Vietnamese, they have changed the name of the governments in each appearance in each constitution law in each year, and we know that, but we don't know the don't know clearly about the reason why it had that change. So we have to research by themselves, and we don't find any information. So we just do it by based on the background like, yeah, just based on the information that we should,
Okay,
yes, give the conclusions,
so you
give the
said about the
answer.
you said about the background. So have you found anything so far you want to share? I have no idea about this. I'm curious as well. You're saying that you don't know the reason why it changed, but you can guess it from a background. So you have any specific example to tell me?
Oh, just let me translate. Mm, oh, like from the constitution, the first constitution is 1946. The government name is government, and we don't know why. But just next to the next constitution is the 1959. It's changed to the name called government council.
You can say Vietnamese
Oh,
to me.
government
That's
council.
fine.
Yes, government council, and the
You can say
reason
the word Vietnamese to me. So what the name was it?
it's hội đồng chính phủ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
No, fine.
yeah. Yes, and the reason why the name change, because it's want to let me translate. I don't know. It's want to emphasize the the growth. Mm, it's want to emphasize the role of the positions in it. Like it had a lot of positions in the Hội đồng Quản trị. So it changed name want to emphasize the role. Yeah.
Emphasize the role of
Each position. Like
right,
just only government, yes, we know that a government, but when we say Hội đồng Quản trị, it has a lot of things. It have a lot of positions in there.
right.
Yes.
Hmm. So what do they want to emphasize in there?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's hard. If the teacher asks me that, oh, we say, oh, we haven't have a like information about that, so we should research it at home and answer you later. But we still don't know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm curious. I'm thinking you're gonna be annoying if I'm your teacher. I'm gonna ask you a shitload of questions, and a lot of them you don't know.
Yes, like I'm afraid of that because the first team presentations, the topic is about National Assembly.
National
Yes,
Assembly.
yes. The teachers asked that group. I think it's about 10 questions. Yeah,
Right.
10 questions for that group. Oh my gosh, that a lot. And each question is really difficult. And I think they can't find any information about that
Do you
on the
remember?
internet.
Do you remember what were the question?
Uh,
Just give me some that you
they
like the most.
like they asked them to explain the world, explain the meaning of the world. Let me remember. I don't really
The
remember.
the word,
Uh,
the word, not the world.
the word.
Yeah, the word.
Yes, like uh, uh, just for example, like uh, um, how do you explain the world? Um, uh, like in Vietnamese, can you guys say in Vietnamese? Like the word, just only the word in Vietnamese, like công tố, like all the first word is công is like public, right?
Yep.
And tố is your uh like you oh I just forget the word. Like công is your public, the thing, and tố is mean that when you analyze the case, you are like you do something with the case. Yeah, and when you combine to that word, it have the meaning. Yes, and like
Right.
you have to explain the world. and you have to divide each word and explain each word. Yeah, and
Okay.
the teacher just ask them that question.
Right,
Yeah,
explain
ask,
two
yeah.
words. Well, for some reason, I think it's just in Vietnamese is have a very weird way to use their word.
Yes,
I
like
don't
the
get it
moon.
though. Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
weird. It's
Yeah.
weird. I know
Yes.
what you
Oh,
mean, but like, yeah. Even if your teacher asked me about that question, I still have no idea
hmm.
how to explain
Like
that.
like it's not Vietnamese. Like Vietnamese has borrowed a lot of word from Chinese, and they want us to explain the word we borrow from Chinese.
Yeah. No, I'm just trying to say that the way that we use our how we structure our language is just a bit weird. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, what is weird? Can you give me just a
No, it's
sample?
well normally in English is each word have its own meaning, but
Oh,
like in Vietnamese, like each word have its own meaning, and this word have another its own meaning. But then when you clap it all together, it have a completely different meaning. It's weird.
yes, Vietnamese is
But
hard. Yeah, it's
yeah,
Vietnamese hard.
yeah, I can say it hard, but yeah, well, that make me hate to learn textbook because I don't know, it know this word about Kong and it know this word about Tho, clap it up is well, it don't give me any benefits in my real life experience.
No, really? Oh, but
Yeah,
we have to do that because we study law. Yeah, they
well,
say
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a lot of I've read a lot of economics and yeah, a lot of economics and then billionaire, millionaire. They say in mathematical in your school, you don't need to learn to advanced calculus or something like that. You just need some basic math, and you'll be fine. And then like advanced math only required when you choose a career to become a scientist, something like that. So why do you want to torture your student with advanced math? If they want to learn it, they learn it. If they don't want it, it should be an election. So it should be a version. Well, in here they have like a simple version. So choose two versions of math, one an advanced math and then simplified math. So if you force children to learn advanced math, some children they can't understand it. It's just like torture to them, and then they mark them there. It's like unfair to them. So anyway, so I'm not sure in Vietnamese they have this system yet, but in here they have when you go to high school. I think from year six or something, it divides to there's some core subject that they have to learn: literature, basic math, physics, etc., etc. And then you have some kind of an elective subject that you can choose to learn. So very good that way. But in Vietnam, if you know what I mean.
Yes, yes,
But anyway, I'm not bashing the education system, but I'll just say it's really hard. It's really hard for you and other students. Used to be there. I know.
yeah, yes. To good at all the subject. That's
Yeah.
right.
But the
Yeah.
way that you teaching the student just to force them to remember the material, not by understanding it, not understand the basic, the background of it. Just so, well, you in on the surface, it may seem that they have a very solid education, but if you look deep down, it's not. It just they just majority of them is just good on the surface, but not on the basic level. Whereas you want to teach them the very solid basic level, so they can understand it, and that they can use when they go into real life. So it's similar when I'm just talking to you. So like you normally you should use your common sense first, and well, support material you can come later. In real life is what happened in real life is normally a lot of people who, for example, X-ray machine or economists or stock charts or something like that. They come in from common sense first, and then after they work it out using common sense, they should come back and do research about it and find out why it's happening. So normally the common sense come first and the study follow up, just to explain why I think it happened that way. So that's how it normally works.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, surprised, right? Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah.
So when I read that book, when I read to that, I oh shit, really?
Oh,
Hmm.
yes. Oh, I think the laws also create by that way. That's
Yeah,
oh, sometimes in the realities have something that the law can control. Yes, they will publish the law to control it.
yeah. So
Yes, some yes,
the law is just like a referee. It's just similar to risk. Let's say, do you know what risk is?
yes, Rick. Yes, I know
Risk,
that.
risk, right? So normally you cannot eliminate all risk. All you can do is to
Mm.
minimize it. What you know,
Yeah.
what you don't know, you should know what you know to minimize what you know to the minimum. And what you don't know, it should happen. You should, after it happened, you find out what happened, analyze it, and try to prevent that same thing from happening again. Similar to law. So why the law is happening? So normally, you with some person trying to, let's say, cheat the other person or mislead the other person. Well, in the old way, it's already happened there. It's have a that way is in law they have like case based on previous case based on the judge decision from previous case they apply to this case. If they're new, so they have to discuss a lot and then make a new case why this happening and make a decision. And that from there they build up case by case by case just to improve the case system. But sometimes is over complicated, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so sometimes it's good, but sometimes it's bad. So like the other day, I listened to a podcast between Joe Rogan and Elon Musk. So referee is good, but you do not want too many referee in the market because let's say soccer try to like play in the match. You want about five referee in the area to control the fairness of the game. But you don't want about 10 or 20 because if you have 20 referee running around in the soccer, the soccer cannot moving around. They can't do anything because it doesn't matter what they do. They're gonna hit some rule or restriction stop them to doing their work.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, something too much is not good.
yeah. So well, I don't want to go deep down there. It's complicated. So I don't confident to deep down to there because yeah, in US law they have a lot of way where they over regulation stuff that making half of business to thrive and grows. And there's some way over a period of time they deregulation and then it's just happen like a cycle. So I think, yeah, but I don't think that happened in Vietnam. So, but anyway, come back to our topic. What were you talking about? Constitution. Constitution.
Constitution. Yeah.
Yeah.
We go too far.
No, it was me. It was me. So yeah, it's just
No, it's not.
yeah. So yeah, when I
Yeah.
was talking, I listened to a lot of things, and then it's when you spark some curiosity in me, I'll just explain, and you just sitting there, you just listen. You don't say anything. I just wondering. It's just too far away. Go back.
Oh, but yes, that's amazing that you have a lot of things to say, like a lot of knowledge. Yes, and you get all it from listen.
Yeah, well, From personal
and reading.
experience,
Yeah.
yeah, from personal experience as well. So I have to apply it is in real life. So let's say tax or something like that, economy. So you have to do it. But what I learned it both ways. Well, listening and then doing it, and then make mistake, and then learn it, and then keep listening, and then have my own thinking about it. So yeah, just just constant feedback about it, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh. Oh. And from this one, I just asked ask that do you have any way to find informations more effective,
it depends on what information you want to find, though.
like academic information? Because it's hard to. I use like Google Scholar. Yes, but it's not really helpful.
Well, you're trying this one. So I normally using to search Google and then this one. Okay.
Yes.
And also when you search on Google, are you searching using Vietnamese or in English?
Both, yes, things I also, but like in the constitution law, I just researched it on Vietnamese because
Ah,
we
yeah.
research, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm talking
But
about other topic. So
yes, all the topic, yes, mostly English is more helpful because it have more information about it.
yeah, and from my experience, right, as I told you earlier, I'm kind of read randomly. I do not read for specific. I'm to read what my mind want to read. So for some day I like to read about or want to listen about economic, I'll just listen to it. Sometime I want to read and listen to about history, I'll just do that. I just do what my mind want to do. And over time, because you just do what you curious and then what you want to learn about, it to build up, build up, build up, and then over time you have some kind of not say a massive, just like when you learn vocabulary. Just let's say when you first learn English, it's really hard for you to form a normal conversation with me, but over time you build up vocab. It just kind of the conversations become smoother and smoother and smoother and come up again, just similar to me. So when I learn a new knowledge, it just kind of build up in my head. It kind of build up history, economy, tax, construction, IT, and over time it's all linked together, and it helped me to understand things more easier. So so that's it. And the oh yeah, I should have asked you how to I search about the topic. So yeah, so that how do I say it? That how I source my information is by listening to it.
Right.
Yeah, read
Um,
it and listen, and then over time, when you read something, and when some people ask you about something, in me, okay, I already read this somewhere. I already read about it somewhere, and then I just draw information from that book or the knowledge I accumulate. I'll just answer to you. Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of like that. So, and sometimes when I need to know fact because I already read about it, so it's really easy for me to pinpoint what I want to search, and then it's really easy for Google to pull out the data and then present to me, and then okay, here we go, data fact. There you go. It's already happened. There's data fact I can give to you, rather than you. Let's say you talk about constitution, there's some I fucking no idea about or constitution, or you talk about appearance. What should I search about appearance on Google just to give me the right detail I want to know? No.
Yes.
Would that make any sense? Would that
Yes.
make any sense to you?
Uh,
Not
no,
really.
like you have to. a bit like a little bit idea about that topic, like what
Yep.
you want to research about that appearance in something,
Yep.
or yes, what kind of appearance. That is,
Yep.
it can more easier to research.
Yep. Yeah. And you
Mm.
just, yeah, when you search for something, it's all vague. Google just give you a vague idea about it, and then it confuses you even more.
Yes. Hmm. Yes. Oh, I also like I know that reading is really good skill to like read like input the knowledge, but
Yep.
it's just like that you read randomly, or I just find that I disoriented when I try to find something to read. Yes, also I know that reading is good, but uh, like recently I find that my writing skill is really bad. Like it's so bad. I think it's because I haven't practiced the skill for a long time. Uh, like the last time I write a lot, I wrote a lot is when I was in high school, when I have to take a literature exam. But when I go up to the university, I haven't write a lot. I just do some report, but it's not, yes, it's not too much. So that's why I find that my writing skill is really bad. And I find, I don't know, I borrow a, a library, a book about writing skill. It's named that Just Write, Don't Scary. Yes, it's in Vienna. The name is Vietnamese, but I just translate to English a little bit of stupid, but yeah, but I just read and I find that, oh, that is not I want.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
know you
and that's
want.
why I find something is hard for me to find something that really, yeah, suitable for me to read.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I can agree with you. Enable for you to write something in a good writing, you have a good vocab, and you need to know, learn format, how to explain your idea to other person to know. And the way to do that is normally is from my opinion it is two way. So first way, well, reading, because through reading you know more about idea and help you improve your knowledge and could help you some way explain your idea. And the second way is you try to explain your idea to your friend or to your family, or explain your idea to a different person. So by doing that, it's just it's a way that help you understand better about that idea and then help you writing that down in a better way. So normally the when you try to explain a topic to a different person, you try to draw out, make it really simple for them to understand, and it's also somewhere in the background it help you understand that topic better for yourself. Yeah. So normally, if you're writing, it's like it's a one-way conversation. The normally one-way conversation is good for you to build up your knowledge, but normally two-way conversation is better for you to understand about topic. It doesn't matter if that person know about your topic or not. As long as two-way conversation, normally two-way conversation, you say something, that person coming back to you, maybe ask you a question. Don't need to be explain thing to you, but ask you a question and to force you to explain that concept and say, "Oh, I don't know this. I have to do more research about it. Okay, let me find more detail about it, and I'll talk with you about it later on." So yeah, it's hard for me as well. So yeah, my writing is also not that good. Normally, I'm a type of a person that the essay require you to write about 300 words. I normally go about 1,000 words. So when I go to work, I have to tune down over writing skill because I'm trying to the way that I'm trying to do it is make everything it's easiest for other people or for other person to understand. But by doing that, it's I over explain everything. So what I'm doing now is to try to trim down everything is short, it's more similar, it's just like straight to the point. Only explain when they ask. So yeah,
Yeah.
not even you, is even I have that problem. So you're not alone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So normally I remember not about maybe about months ago when I report about an issue, I write an email this long. It take right. It's maybe about 400 words, and then maybe about 500 words, or just forward to my manager, right? Say, what do you think? And then my manager say, are you fucking serious? It's like, well, normally site team they really busy. They don't want to read the whole essay. Pinpoint give some dot point, and I'll short it down to like 3 sentences. It's like, there we go, Tim. Not that hard. Yeah.
Yes, but we want to explain this more detail for the reader can
Yeah.
understand the problem clearly.
Yeah, but also at that time, I was not in a bad mood. So that long conversation was some in some way informed for me. With me is like just I just want to fucking kill this person. So like yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, where was we? Constitution. Jesus. Okay.
No more constitutions here.
No.
It's about 3 weeks. We have to do that presentation. Oh my
Okay.
God, it's a long time.
Is it in Well, I'm assuming they're gonna do the presentation in Vietnamese. Is that not in English?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. In Vietnamese, of course. Oh my gosh, why is it English?
I was
It's so
thinking
hard to
if
win.
I was thinking if you do it in English, okay, just run through
Ah,
me.
I have I have another presentations for my subject called legal English. Yes,
Legal
and we
English.
have to yes legal English. That's the name of the subject, and the topic is about some company structure in Vietnam. I have to present about some company structure in Vietnam because in that subject we learn about the company structure in the UK. It's a five five struct the company structure is a sole trader. Uh, what else? Limited company, public company, uh, general partnership, and limited partnership. Yes. Oh, did you know that?
Yeah.
I think it's hard because why I wonder that
What?
why I should learn about the UK company structure. After like I learned for the subject about 10 weeks, I don't even know how to separate the limited partnership and the limited company. Yeah. Mm.
Well, I think the I'm not sure in Australia it have also similar something like that. So sole trader, but it have family partnership in general partnership. It's not limited partnership. In here we have family partnership, corporation, limited company, and then no trust fund is different. So it's
Mm.
about similar criteria. So what do you think? What separate things? What do you think is hard? What confusing you?
Uh, how can I say? Like although it's a five business structure, but like the limited company and the public companies is can uh, call by one name is limited company. Yeah.
Hmm.
On the
Hang
general
on.
partnership,
Let me type it out. So what was that? So can you say it again? So limited partnership.
uh, yes, the limited partner. Oh no, the limited liability partnership. Yeah.
Okay, partnership. Yep.
The LLP, the limited. Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. What the next one?
Uh, and another is general partnership.
Yep.
It can call in one name is general partnership.
Yep. Okay. Are you checking your note?
No, just my mom called me. Like,
Ah.
am I at home or in school?
Well, okay. I know. I'm not interfering. So, okay. All good. Go ahead.
And oh, I'm sorry. Yes, another is limited company and general, no, and public company, and it can call in one name is limited company. Yes. Oh, uh, let me just take a note, just for a minute. A minute. Yes, I just find my notebook. Oh yes, I think I'm right. No, it's private company and public company. Oh my gosh. And it's called one name is limited company. Yeah. And if I have to separate the private company and the limited liability partnership. No. It's hard for me to just to guide the private company and the public company. Oh, not really. Oh, it's confusing.
Well, explain all the definition of this to me and tell me what do you don't understand. I'll explain it to you.
Yes, just give me, I just bring the textbook. A minute, maybe. Oh no, second.
How many seconds we're talking about? 1 second already passed.
Yes, I come back. The textbook here. Ah, here's
Hang on,
oh
what
this
year are you on about? As you first year or second year?
oh
Or
the
third
second
year?
years.
Second year, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sole trader, yeah, we all know that is the easy one. It's like the company that you work by yourself.
Yeah.
Yes. And the limited companies, yes. Like I don't
Hang
really
on.
learn about the
So
definitions, but
you talk
yeah.
about limited company, which equal to public company or private company.
And private company,
Okay.
yes. Uh, mm, the limited company, the definitions is the member are only have a liability to pay for their uh to pay for their uh their the personality liable. Like they only have a responsible for their own money, the share. No. Yeah,
Can you read
that's
again? I think there's something wrong with the textbook.
um no, it's not really a textbook. I just use my word. Like it's mean that the member only mm, have a liability to pay for their
Do you have your textbook with you?
yes, I have
Or
this.
or your teacher, right? So you read straight out from your textbook, is it?
Like mm, ah, uh but it's not really a full sentence, it's only a half sentence and you have to find a half sentence in another paragraph. And I just forget the answer.
Right.
Oh, I think I will see. Ah, here it is. Like the member only liable to pay for their shareholding in the company. It's limited company.
Hmm. Okay, so I'm just reading definition on Investopia. Limited company. A limited company is a general form of an incorporation that limit the amount of liability undertaken by the company shareholder. It refers to a legal structure that ensures that the liability of the company members or subscribers is limited to their share take in the company by way of investing or commitment. In a legal sense, a limited company is a person. Would that make any sense?
Yes. So first
Ex-
sentence, and
Huh?
yes, I can understand some sentence at first, but yeah,
Right. So I'm just
yeah, I
saying.
think it's the same. Like,
So the thing that I need to highlight here is I think it try to make it easier for you to understand. A limited company is a person.
oh, oh, yes, I understand this company like the persons only have responsible for the only shareholder. Yeah, like they have the small
Do you want to read that again?
reliability.
No, I'll try to explain it to you. So the reason why limited company be introduced is to limit the liability of that company to go into the owner. So let's say the CEO of a company would he take about 50% of a shareholder of the company. So let's say the company go bankrupt. The the owner of the company, the C not the owner, sorry, the CEO of the company do not have to sell all of his assets just to pay off for all the liability of the company. Would that make any sense?
Hmm.
So a limited
Yes.
company is basically, if you read the last sentence, a limited company is a person. So let's say what happened to that company, stay in that company. All the risk, all the benefit of that company stay within that company. Is do not go into the shareholder. It not pass to the shareholder. So let's say if I own about 50 share, let's say the company have about 100 share, and I'm own about 30% of that share, right? And the company just declare bankruptcy, or let's say the company owe um, borrowing money from bank, maybe 50 million of dollar to invest some other operation, and the company failed to pay back 50 million dollar for the bank, and I'm own about 30% of the share of that company. It doesn't mean that I have to sell off all of my assets, so which is my house, my car, just to pay, just to put the money into the company and then bypass the bank. Would that make any sense?
Oh, like
So
they only pays for 30%.
no, 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 no. How do I say? So let's say a company have about 100 share of the company. The reason why the difference of the share is 100% of the share, right? A company could have about 1,000 share, 20,000 share, 2 million, depend on how they structure their share, stuff like that. But let's say if they own about 51% of the share, or let's say the person who hold the most share of the company control how the company operate. Would that make any sense? Right.
Yes.
So even now, if I own about 20% the share of the company, but I'm the largest shareholder, I'm the person who control how the company operates. So okay, make we clear about that. So we move on. But in this case, so let's say I own about 20% the share of the company, and I control how the company operates. So I make the company borrowing money from bank about $50 million to invest in building a new um, campus for uni. But for some reason, it's go wrong, and then the company do not have enough ability to repay the borrowing money from the bank with the $50 million, and the company declare bankruptcy. right? Even though I own about 20% share of the company, I do not have I can't control how the company operate, but I do not have liability. No, sorry, I do not have responsibility to pay the money that the company borrowing from the bank. Would that make any
Oh,
sense? Yep. I can control how the company operate, but I do not responsible for any loss the company make.
oh, so who will pay the debt?
The company. So let's say before the company borrowing money from the bank to finance the construction of the campus, right? The company have its own assets, and the company have to apply for the loan application to the bank. So the bank looking at the company operation, not looking at the CEO or looking at the person who own the most share of the company. They do not look at my assets. So like I said, Hal, Villa, they don't look at that. They look at what the company have in the assets. So the company might have the building at the capital. They have another investment property like another building somewhere in the south or in the north. So like, okay, you have enough assets. You want to borrow me this much amount of money to invest to build that campus. Okay, you have capability, you've done before. Okay, I'll fund you. I'll give you $50 million. In return, I'll gonna nail that. I'll I'll gonna give let's say the bank a promise or pay back in interest or something, and then I have the paperwork of the a few of my a few of the company um, property to the bank as a deposit, so the bank can fund $50 million or lend me $50 million just to build that campus. So it is separate thing. So as you can see that the company acts as its own person, right? So it have its own
Yeah,
asset. Yeah.
yes, I can understand it now.
Okay.
Oh, I just thought that, yes, before you translate, I just thought that if the CEO owe 20% in the company, if they have a debt, the CEO have to pay 20% of that debt. Oh, that's
So
different.
that apply for partnership, limited partnership. Also, there are general partnership and limited partnership. In limited partnership, they have some kind of a contract laid down in there what kind of liability each person in that partnership gonna be liable for.
Ah, yes. Oh, the company have the over access. Oh, this is new for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yes.
So the majority of rich person in this world, they do not have assets. Well,
Mm.
or their asset is really uh, small amount. So normally they own a lot of share of a company to operate. So yeah. Well, did you go deep into tax territory there? But I don't want to confuse you. Well, if you want to know more about it in the future, I'll explain to you. Otherwise, if I explain to you now, it wouldn't make any sense to you.
Yeah, yes. Mm.
Okay.
So,
So would that clear? Would that clear enough? Or you want to know
yes.
about between public and private, but the limited is the same meaning between public and private company.
Oh, so what is the difference, like the main difference about the private and public? Because,
Well, the limited company is the same, right? It's also a limit, is act as a limited person. But public company, so let's say, do you know about when people trading stock? Yep. So they trading the share, the stock of public company. Private company, so let's say me, my mom, my dad, or maybe a bunch of people build up a company like that, and then we fund the assets or fund the capital to the company and create a company, but we operate privately. We do not sell or share to the public. We keep the share run between our small circle or small community. So we don't need to report, uh, we don't need to public our financial report or how company operate to the public to know. So that called private company. Public company, we open it, we report straight to the public how we operate, what the revenue, what the expense, and then let's say if we need fund, we're gonna issue more share to the company. Oh, sorry, we're gonna issue share to the public if they want to buy, so they can buy share and fund, give fund for the company to operate.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yep.
That
And
clear.
they, yeah, and then they sell their share public to the publicly to the public to buy. So the
Mm.
people buying share not just because of the public, but other company like invest fund or hedge fund, they want to buy, let's say, a certain amount of share in this company, team up with another team to, let's say, have enough percentage of the share of the company to control that company. So let's say they can merge it. So now you can see a lot of public company. Let's say Disney, Apple, they want to merge, buy up a company. Let's say doing technology about glass or cheap or something like that. But when you look at it, they only buy about like 30% of it just to acquire that company, take out a lot of copyright about the design of a chip or something like that, just so they can pull back to Apple to improve the product. So it's kind of like that. So
Oh, 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 when I learned that the advantages of the public companies is that you public the informations. If that's right, I think it's wrong because it depends because two kind of companies depends on what do you want,
yeah,
right?
depend on how you structure as well. So I don't think disadvantage public your company is disadvantaging. Apple is a public company. It's not private. So you see how well they
Oh,
perform. Tesla is a public company, right?
yes.
Then what's wrong with
Oh,
it?
and
Google is public company, right?
no, yeah, yeah, yes. Oh, and I just like I do a text and I write that the advantages of public company is they public the information, the report of financial, yeah,
Yeah.
finance, yeah, yeah, yes. Oh, oh, when you explain that, I yes, but now I know that.
Okay.
How about the general partnership?
Well, the partnership and the limited partnership, I'm not sure what is the definition in your textbook there, but well, a normal general partnership is, let's say me and my sister form a company. Let's say it could be a third or a fourth person, but we share all the benefit and liability together. So let's say we form a partnership. So let's say we just make a damage to a property and it costs about 2 million, we just share liability evenly between two of us. So let's say I'll pay, well, we damaged a 2 million property, I'm reliable to pay 1 million, and my sister reliable to pay another million. Also a limited partnership, and then in here they have another draft about a contract. So how many percentage of benefits I'm gonna take, and what kind of liability I'm gonna take, depend on the way that they structure their benefit and liability. So it depends on the contract. So they're different. So general, they treat everything equally. Well, yeah, well should reread your definition. So I think general is it that way, but that from my basic understanding.
Yes.
That way, insurance. If you have a small business in, I'm not sure about in Vietnam, but in here, insurance is very important.
Instantly,
No, insurance.
insurance.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you know
Because
do you
we,
know why it is
yeah,
important? Do you know why it is important?
like to protect your right, like
What?
like I don't know, like it insurance for what? I'm sorry.
No, you say to protect your right. You say
No, it's like your answer is insurance for what? Because I just misunderstand you.
No, insurance. So, do you know what an insurance is?
Yeah.
Do you know what is an insurance?
Insurance, yes, I know that
Yeah.
insurance mean.
Okay, can you explain to me what is insurance mean?
It's like the thing insurance. It's like it have the social insurance and health insurance. It does
Yeah,
make
kind of.
sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Can you explain how it works? Can you explain to me how it works?
Oh, like you will pay for that to if you have any problem, you have any um wait a minute, let me think in a bit.
Yeah.
Hmm. Like you pay for that, and the insurance will make sure that you will.
Be insured.
Yes. Yes, you can uh uh mm, like yeah, you can
Yeah, you know what you're talking about.
insure your yes, you're right. It is right. It's the word that I want to say. Right, it's something that you you I don't know how it's in English. I just do the word right. To insure your benefit.
What benefit we're talking about?
Uh, money.
Explain more. Why? Why do we
Uh,
need it? Why do we need it? Why does this important? Oh, I'm thinking you're gonna be teaching about it. You're gonna learn about it in the future, but I'm gonna give you an advanced course about it.
you say, what do you need it?
Yeah, why do we need it? Why do we need insurance?
Ah, the risk. Like we don't know what will met in the future to ensure that when you get rich at risk. Yeah,
Rich
because
when you get
uh,
richer, or like you mean have more
risk.
money? Risk.
No, it's Rick. It's
Risk.
Lixk.
RISK, not
Is
L.
that Rick? Is that risk?
Risk. Risk. You say
Risk.
LISK. List.
Uh, it's I know it's RISK.
Yeah.
Sorry, my
RISK.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of risk are we talking about, and why it benefits to have it?
Uh, like about the health insurance,
Hmm.
insurance. Like uh, you will pay for that. Like you will pay to buy the health insurance, and like in the normal days, everything is operating normal. But like when you have problem with your health, or you just have an accident, you broke your leg, and you go to the hospital, the health insurance that can insure your like it can just it's hard when I try to explain it. Like when you have some problem, it will protect, like it will ensure your benefit about.
How do it protect us? I'm just ask how. How does it work? I know it's gonna
How,
insure. I know it's gonna insure. I know it's gonna benefit for us. It protect our benefit, but how? In what way?
oh I know this, but I never asked this for myself, how the insurance work. Like, oh, yes, sometimes I wonder that when someone buy insurance
Yep.
for maybe 10 years and like maybe they just they just pay it for like every year, and if they die immediately they will get a big amount of money. And sometimes I ask how is how is operate. Yeah.
But we're talking about business. We're not talking about life and death here. So how does it work?
Business insurance.
So let's say your life as well. You don't talk about thing fancy like business. So let's say we talk life. Like why do we buy health insurance? Why do we need to buy it anyway? So
um
how does it
to
protect
protect.
us? Yeah, I know it
Yeah.
protect us. Yeah, well, we gone through that already. So we buy it just so protect our benefit. But how does it protect our benefit? I know it
Because
protect our
we
benefit.
pay for that.
How?
Yes,
Yes, you getting there?
we
You
pay.
getting there?
Yes, we pay for that as it have to protect our benefit.
How? My
How?
question is how? How does it
How?
work?
Uh, is that I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. How?
All right, so this is how insurance work, right? So let's say you buy a health insurance. You're paying for, let's say, $10 a month so to have your health insurance covered, right? The project is in about a year's time. You don't need to, let's say if you encounter an accident, right? And you go to hospital and you have a lot of costs involved in it. Let's say operation costs, uh, bed costs, overnight stay costs, and it could accumulate to about like $10,000 just for that event to happen. But if you let's say if you pay $10 just to cover, and then when that thing happen, the insurance company will cover for you without extra cost because you pay $10 a month. But let's say you're not the chance that it's gonna happen to you is really limited. Sometimes you pay the $10 a month, and for the rest of your life, you don't even need to use that. So that is a premium we paid up in advance, so we don't need to worry about unforeseen event if it might happen. So I'm just saying $10 in here just for simplicity of it. Sometimes you need to pay about like maybe $1,000 every month just to cover for that. So this depend on whether the risk happening frequently or not. Let's say now, for example, if you buy a car insurance, right? A car insurance here it can cover for you if you for some reason have an accident and you damage the car of the other person, and insurance gonna kick in. It's gonna cover for you. You have to pay about maybe the excess about $500, and then the company can cover for you up to $2 million of damage to the other person's property. But the thing is, there is a different price between the A's. The the reason why is let's say between 20 to 30, the rise of accident caused by this age group is significantly higher than the age between 30 and 40 years old group. So let's say for the 20 to 30 years old age, you have to pay about like $1 million a month just to cover for some unforeseen event like that happen. Could be more, could be 2, 3, 5 million. I'm just saying for example. But let's say for the other group, let's say about 30 years old to 40 years old, they only pay about like 500,000 to cover for that event to happen. So that how insurance works. But let's say if you pay even by paying $5 million a month for this group, doesn't mean that you're gonna involve into an accident. So in here, they involve a lot of people paying for that insurance just for the system to work, right? So you're paying for that, but you do not hope it to be happen. But you're paying that, so in the future, if something like that happen, you're not gonna be put yourself in financial difficulty. That how insurance work. Similar to business. Would that make any sense?
Yes, I think I can get a half of it.
Half? Which one you don't understand?
I don't get how. Like, you pay
Hmm.
for that? Yes, how is like you just pay for the insurance company
You pay for
and
it.
it's will
You pay for it in advance.
in advance.
Yeah. Well, let's say it's a premium you pay in advance to cover the risk that you might or might not need it in the future. But I'm not saying you are the only one person who buying it. So let's say the company, they project, let's say in the population of about 1 million people, the chance of people going to involve in an accident for them to pay out $20 million is about 1 or 2%. So in that 1 million population, everybody buying insurance. So let's say one person paying about like 500,000, 1 million, they make a lot of profit in there already in that market. See? So the even though even though for you the chance for it to happen is really low, right? But let's say if you need that, if for some reason the accident happened to you when you need that and you already pay for the insurance, it's good for you. But let's say if it's not, well, you don't need to worry about it. It's good. You know what I mean? So if you buy that in advance, you don't need to worry about some unforeseen event happen. Let's say if you don't buy that and then it hit that accident hit you and then oh man, I wish I bought that.
Oh,
So you're paying
yeah.
that for the benefit of safety to cover for the risk that you may or may not see it happening. Like it's like it can yes, would that make any sense? Do you need me to re-explain it?
Yeah, I think I get it. Like, I just uh
Which way
if
that?
you have an act like if you have accidents and
Yep.
it's have a lot of damage and you have to pay for like a lot of money that bigger than the one you pay for the insurance.
Yep.
So the insurance will pay for you for some percent of the damage.
Yeah, most of it. So the reason why in so do you know do you so now do you understand why we need insurance?
Yes,
Okay.
to let's just like we need insurance to ensure that if we have something bad in the future, we don't worry about that.
Yep. And it's cover the cost like let's say normally when we need insurance when the unforeseen event costs so much. So let's say I'm trying to explain now in Australia. So we have well even driving a car and the potential damage that I might cause for somebody is about 2 million. But let's say the risk of like I'm have a needle just pick into my hands. Do I need to buy insurance for that? No.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. So let's say depend on the risk that you need the insurance appropriate for that. So let's say you have a history of no, I'm not. Yeah, no, just buy an insurance just for yourself. Now I have insurance for myself just to cover for some reason when I'm going outside and I hit some other people and I'm actually damaged myself and I need to go to the hospital. And in here, the hospital fee is really expensive. So I could pay for like a small fee as a premium so I don't need to worry about if I'm involved in an accident. So I don't bankrupt myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, similar like that. Well, if you don't understand anything, just ask me again. I'll try to explain it again to you. Don't be shy. You get
No,
it?
I think I get it. Yes, I think I get it.
So similar for business as well. They say you never know if you invest in, let's say if you're in a logistics business, right, and you have to send out transport luxury car between one destination to another destination. You don't know what might happen in during the moving position, the moving period. So let's say if you transport
If you
car from A
transport
to
car,
B, and some other people hit your truck when you move the car, even though that person at fault, right? Let's say if you don't buy insurance and that person at fault and then they died away, there's no way that you can recover the cost from that person to pay back for your client, and you have to buy paying for all the
I
damage
that
using
was
your pocket money. I'm talking about an extreme example here. But let's say if you buy an insurance for that, even though that person hit me and that person died, and I report insurance from the company, and I log a form for this the insurance company to cover for the cost of all of the luxury car have been damaged. So you see that it can cover a lot. So you look at that, the chain, what is the chance of that gonna be happen? It's really low, right?
Yeah,
Really low. But you paying for insurance just for the peace of mind. So in case extreme case, in case that happen, you already have you already pay insurance to take care of it. So you don't need to worry about it.
need to worry about.
yeah. In case.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
never know.
Yeah, you never know.
So it's also another way of limited the risk. But in here, not the risk of killing people, but the risk of financial bankruptcy, or financial burden to yourself or to your company.
Mm.
Hmm.
Oh, oh, like if you have a like the insurance companies prevent you from the bankrupt. Like the bankrupt is due out of the money and you have to pay all the money for the debt. And yeah, what the
Yeah,
insurance will have the company.
sorry, can you say it again?
Like um if you fail for the project and you will have a debt for about $2 million,
Yep.
but the company assets only worth for $1 million, and your companies will bankrupt.
No, no, no. I'm talking about the insurance here is for accident damage that
Ah,
happen.
accident.
Yeah, just for
Yeah,
accident happen, so not bankrupt your financial because of an accident. So we talk about risk that prevent from killing people. We're talking about a risk of involved in financial bankruptcy because of the accident. But let's say if you invest in the property, but it's not going as well as you think, and you sell after you complete the project, nobody buying it, it's your fault. No, no insurance company gonna insure for that. No, I don't think there is any anyway.
yeah,
Yep.
yes. Okay, that all I can.
Yeah. So now you know why your health insurance is a good thing.
Has
One of the
work.
good thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is the good thing. Oh, it's have an insurance that uh when you pay it for each year, uh like when you in time, you will have amount of money to for your retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's
with
also
me,
protect, it's also combine your health insurance. Yeah. But it's you
I
have
don't
to
know about
oh
that policy. It may be in Vietnam, but when here, I don't really care about any money that relate to retire.
really?
Well, because retire, so in here we have about super, we call super, we call it just super. So it's the money that put aside for you to put in bank. So when you retire, you're gonna get that money. But the thing with me is the retired age is about 65. I'm at this age, you at that age. Do you think you're gonna live until 65? You never know what's gonna happen. So I'd rather take cash.
No,
So I'd rather take cash myself. I don't give a shit about retire.
don't be that negative. Maybe your money will give you to your child or somebody else. Not really
Nah,
for you.
no, not really. I'll try to take the cash myself. Also, I also run an analyze about retirement. So normally in here, when the company
Mhm.
pay the supper for you, and that supper and go into the kind say and have funds, and then that have fund use your super to invest money to gain more money for you. Well, you can put also a project in there, and I factor into the inflation. It's not worth it. So I'll rather take the money out myself. Let's say I'll buy a property, the property gonna worth even more, or I'll invest in other area. The rate of return for me is like even higher than to the rate of the money put into my super. So also, I'm just saying, I'm not living to 65, so I don't care. I want to take money out. I'm gonna need the cash now. The cash now was more than the cash tomorrow. $100 now was more than $100 tomorrow. You know that term?
Yes, I know that. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Oh, it's about what is called in English? I know this word in English.
inflation.
Yes, that is the right inflection.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So
Oh, you can. Yes.
people just say, oh yeah, you go into a retirement account with me. Fuck that retirement account. I don't give a shit. Yeah, that's how I think about money. Hmm.
Yes.
But let's say if you know how to invest your money, yeah, you can do that. But if you bad you manage your money, well, it's not my recommendation. If you take our money for
Yeah.
drug, well, you rather put in there, it's gonna keep your life longer.
Yes. Because when you invest money, I think it's get more risk.
Well, it depends on the risk and return, right? And the risk assessment and the return of investment as well, not just the risk. So when people are talking about high risk, high reward, it's really weird. I don't agree with that term. You have to work out your probability of return, right? Work it out. They also have loss in there, but you have to counter and balance with your gain. And high risk, high reward, I think it's a gamble.
Mm.
Anyway, it's about 8:40 now, so way past our time already. Okay,
Yes.
so I'll maybe talk to you next week. Okay, I'm not gonna put my schedule available on next Thursday, but I'll try to manage my schedule, and then if I can see any available spot, I'll just book it for you. Cool.
Oh, no, you just don't worry about that because I will like have another lesson with the teacher because I have a homework to like for them. They give me a homework about the presentations. Oh my God, it's too much for me. But I have to, yeah, I have to present for them for the next
Well,
week. Or maybe no, not no. That they give me 2 weeks to prepare, but I just haven't choose the lesson for 3 weeks because I haven't finished the presentation. Yeah.
right, have fun with that. Cool.
Yes. So don't worry about like when you don't do schedule. Yes.
Well, I'm kind of I forced myself to do it. Well, I'd rather teaching some person that really want to learn, if you know what I mean, rather than
Yeah.
just sign off for the sake of sign off, and then I waste my time in it. I know I sign up here. I'll just spend my volunteer time in here. I know I shouldn't do that, but you know what I mean. When you take somebody, or when you do something that people appreciate your help, or appreciate your what a word. Uh, just forget. Well, let's say that if people appreciate your help, you feel kind of better.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's worth.
and every time I starting with a new student, I feel lazy. You know what I mean? I have to go to explain introduction. Oh my god,
Again and again. Yes, I know that feeling because I tried maybe for a lot, maybe 10 or 12 new teachers because I want to like know, like experience many kind of teaching method,
yep.
but at the first lesson, I have to, introduce myself again,
You feel
like do
lazy, right?
anything just again. Yeah, yeah, yes. It's a
Yeah.
bit lazy at the first lesson.
Yeah, I'm not a professional teacher where they okay go bang right on. They can explain to you how they can pick on okay how do you pronunciate, give you homework. I'm more of like critical thinking teacher. So with the critical thinking is like you need more time to talk with your student to explain further thing, further thing, further thing. Not just like meet one student and then the new student. It bored. It just like it grind down my how do I say enthusiastic. So if you know what I mean. Yeah. Anyway, all good. So yeah.
Yes, yes.
Did you
Thank you
learn
so much for your sharing.
did you learn anything new today?
Of course, I know more about fire company structure, insurance, yes, I think I will watch again this record because I have, you are the first teachers that I have learned for 2 hours. That's normally I have only learned for 1 hour. So yes, I think I have a lot of chance to speak, a lot of chance to like explain a thing to speaking. Yes. How
Yep.
do you have any feedback for my speaking? Because I think have to improve a lot.
Okay. The moment you say you need to improve a lot, that's good enough already. So that's my feedback.
Okay, yes, thank
Cool.
you. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, I'm really grateful for anything you're sharing today, and I will watch it again on your YouTube channel.
Yep. Yeah, and also during the lesson, if you do not understand anything, just ask right away. Don't wait until you rewatch it. I'll explain it to you again. Don't worry about it. So
Yeah, because I scared about you explain me for the third time, I still don't understand it.
no, that's fine.
Yeah,
So
just.
today on site, I asked a question at least 5 times to my site manager. What's it mean? What that mean? Why is connect this way? Why that connect that way? And my manager say, I'll explain to you. You get it eventually. I'll just reply back to my site manager say, you know what? If I understand it, I may forget about it, but if I understand it, next time you mention it, click right away. If I don't understand it, I will never understand it. So I'll just throw right away. I'm a fucking dumb person. Just please explain it to me again. I know I'm a dumb person and I'm really persistent. I'll just keep asking. So
Uh, because my thinking is really slow, so I need time to, thinking and like,
cool,
yeah, more. I have to time to thinking about it more to understand it better.
cool.
Yes, that's right. So yeah, see you in the next lessons. Thank you so
Yeah,
much and have a great day.
you too. See ya. Bye.
Yes.